Hello Crypto World. I will show you our new project, which we will publish soon as open source on GitHub, but now we are preparing the basic structure and some examples to make it as simple as possible. Even the blockchain is simplified, for example, by this great technology Neblio. Okay, let's start. You already saw some parts of the codes in previous videos, but now it's going to be the whole project. Yeah. So it's called the Neblio REST API because this initiative starts as just making new wrapper around the Neblio API. Which is some universal API for their services and accessing the network blockchain, the Neblio blockchain network. So we did some wrapper. Also, we did the wrapper for the Qt wallet RPC commands. Now it implements just few commands, but we will add before the publishing. We will add much more commands for most of the commands on Qt wallet, which is compatible with the Bitcoin. So it will be great because you can use the same classes and same interface for accessing the Bitcoin and accessing Neblio. Yeah, so very good for example, create your own exchange or some application integration to eShop or whatever you want. Yeah, it's just on your fantasy. Okay, there is some test Neblio project which can handle some unit tests and some integration tests, so you can easily test your own functions with this tester. It's a great tool designed by my colleague, and it works pretty well. Nothing need to change. We already have it in lots of projects, and it works fine. Yeah, you will just create your own class. For example, there it is, the Neblio, and you will add the test entry, which consume some database connection string, also some parameters and some kind of object which you want. Yeah, and then you can recall it as async and create some async function which do whatever you want to test. For example, here is some universal test routine for RPC local command. Yeah, and through this you can call the RPC Qt wallet RPC class, which we already seen before. This is the commands for Qt desktop wallets. Okay. The next and very important is this VEconomy. It's like a virtual economy tool. It's a basic application in the ASP.NET and using .NET Core 5.0. So it's a new version of the .NET Core, and we will keep updated to the newest long-term stability versions every time because we love this project. Okay. In the VEconomy, we prepared lots of functionalities which you can use in some modern and smart software, such as MQTT connection. There is some universal MQTT client based on the MQTT.net, which is great library, also open source. So we're using lots of open source tools, and that's why we decided to make it open source too. Yeah, because whole C# is free in the community edition, and we want to support community with our ideas too. Yeah. So there is some implementation of simple MQTT client. Within the time we will also implement the MQTT broker, which is already prepared in MQTT.net. Yeah. There's a configuration, whatever. The next are the controllers. We will add most of the commands before publishing for controlling the Qt wallet or Neblio blockchain network via REST API. Everything is with the Swagger, so you can test the commands directly. For example, or also the security controller. For example, there's some try to log in with some simple admin string password, and when I executed them, it will return you the name of the person and rights. These information are stored in the PostgreSQL, so there is already a SQL connection or PostgreSQL, but it's done through the entity framework, so we can very simply add the connection, for example, to Microsoft SQL, and we will do, because we can connect to most of the databases, and it will be easier for users, because in most of the application they already have some Microsoft SQL, so we think that they should have a possibility to connect to whatever they want. And through the entity framework it's very easy, so it's just the few lines of code. Yeah, and there is also some script to create the tables. What's next? The whole security controller, so the model for it writes, security database connection, also the models, and then some other functions I will add and show it later when it will be done, and with some examples it will be much better. Now it's going about the architecture of this of this project and what it will offer you. Okay, the whole project is connected to Log4j, so everything is logged, errors, infos, it can be sorted. Also the output to the console is colored, so it's much easier for you to understand whatever happens. You can see it right here on the running application. Yeah, and then yeah, I maybe said, but it's under .NET Framework Core 5.0, so it's possible to build it for any platform. Yeah, like Linux, Windows, macOS, Android, yeah. And on each of these platforms you can run it. You can run it as a service, because it's prepared to run as a background service. Yeah, on Linux-based system and also a Windows-based system. macOS is also Linux-based or Unix-based system, so it will work the same. Yeah. It will help you to keep your service stable, because if you will run it as a service, the operating system can keep the eye on it and help to recover this application whenever it crash, or it will, for example, start another application and help you to recover this service. So you don't need to care about the stability of your application, because if you will use this virtual economy framework, it will fix all of these issues for you before it happens. Yeah, because we already read the lots of tutorials created by Microsoft. I thank you for them, because their documentation is amazing, but it's very hard to understand it. We understood it with my colleague and studied it, and that's why we wrote this platform to help you develop your application. Yeah. Okay, and the last thing which is connected now into this project is virtual economy drivers. It's a basic structure of some classes and functions which you will need to do some economy application. Yeah, some connection to cryptocurrencies, but also some common economy models. Yeah, like economic analysis. We will also connect economy neural network, and it will be based on machineLearning.net, which is also published by Microsoft, and it uses TensorFlow, for example, to predict prices. Yeah, so you can use this base services or framework to write your own bot, which will trading. If you have some knowledge and skills into trading, you can write down the algorithms or capture some data and then train your own neural network to do it instead of you. Yeah, and you can design your another application with this framework. So I'm preparing now these interfaces and everything around it. So there's still lots of work, but I'm taking the 14 days before we will publish it, because now there is not too much examples. So maybe I will add also some another project, not just the virtual economy. We can keep it as the basic service, which can be forked and increased by your own functions, or create based on this driver another application, for example some console application or Windows Form application. Windows Form is is over, but any of web-based application with some UI. And also we will prepare in a simple Bootstrap and jQuery without any other dependencies, some simple using interface. We will probably use the Bootstrap Studio because it can simplify you the creating of your own web page. Yeah, and we will do some tutorials about it to make your development as easy as possible, because you know the use cases and we know the lots of about the programming. Let's combine it together and we can create a whole new world economy system based on these application. And it's not just about our framework. Yeah, behind this framework there is lots of work which was done by the lots of programmers within maybe last 20 years. Yeah, whole C# is amazing. How to tell it? It doesn't have a vocabulary. Probably it's so huge that I cannot name it. Yeah, but huge knowledge for all of us, and we can help you to understand how to use it in your practical life. So I hope you will like it, and you will help us to show people that even some cryptocurrency and blockchain technology can handle multiple use cases. We do not need thousands and thousands of cryptocurrencies. Just pick one with the good background and good knowledge about the programming and about the real world and use it. So, thank you, bye-bye.